Hold up, Ryu. This is CVS 2, not Smash Bros.
君の死に場所はここ
Wait, they put that in the game? This is gonna be the match to remember. Capcom Vs SNK 2 had some of the coolest special round intros in all of fighting games. I'm gonna explain what they're saying and all the hidden Easter eggs, starting with the most epic intro in the game.
観念しなさい、交渉。
命が惜しくないようだな
Live and let die. Fight!
Okay, that actually isn't in the game, but this is.
ここはこのホフによ
私がお相手するわ。
So this guy who jumped out from behind is Hongfu, and he's from Fatal Fury games. He's also a detective and very goofy around everyone, especially girls. So Chun-Li was wearing a very sexy clothes, so he was like, oh, okay, this is my time to help a girl. Hey, Detective Chun-Li, leave it to me. He's not very strong, so he just easily be defeated. Then, real fighter Chun-Li came out, saying,
私がお相手するわ。
You are fighting me. Next is Geese and Bison.
Double Replicate
This is gonna be a match to remember. Fight!
I actually really like Bison like this. When he got the double Replicate from Geese, he just protected. I think it's very funny. I'm strong. It's so funny. Next is Yuri and Dan.
余裕っす。なんつって。
なめんじゃねえぞ超余裕っす
Yuri said, easy peasy. I'm kidding. And Dan says, don't underestimate me. Super easy peasy. It's so fun interaction that they do. And then Yuri mimicking Dan's classic move. And then Dan looked like he took it a little bit seriously. Next is Akuma and Haomaru.
面白い鬼退治と行くか
Haomaru saying, interesting. Now I fight a demon. But that's interesting that Haomaru thinks Akuma is a demon. Akuma is not quite demon. I mean, he's got the demonic power, but he's still human as far as I know. Next is Guide and Rugal.
君の死に場所はここだ
Live and let die. Fight!
So Rugal said, this place will be your grave. Guile did Sonic Boom, and then he broke this statue. Why there is the statue here that looks like Guile? In King of Fighter 94, there was a room for Rugal, and he had a bunch of statues, and one of them looked very similar to Guile. And you guys might think, oh, maybe it's just a mistake. No. The developer from SNK did it on purpose. So the developer tweeted and then saying about this incident, I snuck in the data just before going gold and quit SNK. My parting gift caused an uproar back there. My old partner Kuayan was summoned and chewed out by someone very high up. Later, Capcom CVS2 response brought a tear to my eye. I really feel like Capcom respect SNK by putting this statue there. Next is Ken and Terry.
そらよ
Ken saying, here you go. But hey, he's talking to Terry in Japanese.
そらよ
But they're both American, right? I think that's a little bit weird, don't you think? Next is Hibiki and Rolento. Did you just see what he did? He just threw his knife behind Hibiki's back. I think he's very coward. I don't like that. Hibiki is saying, I'm gonna cut you. Next is Terry and Yamazaki.
なんでだ
使えよ後悔するぞこら
Yamazaki is saying, I'm giving you an advantage. Don't waste it. So cool, right? And then Terry, without saying anything, boom, broke the knife. I really like this interaction because Yamazaki threw the knife like you're weakling, use it. Terry could have just taken the knife and then tried to fight with him, but Terry just broke the knife. It's almost saying, I don't need your handicaps. Let's fight square and fair. You know, I feel like Terry's breaking the knife really describe his personality. And also, do you guys know why Yamazaki is always putting his left hand in his pocket? I learned it because his favorite senpai, who taught him how to fight, admired Yamazaki's left hand. Not in a sexual way, of course. Why did I say that for? So his senpai admired his left hand strength. But the senpai was killed really brutally. That really shocked Yamazaki. So whenever he sees his left hand, it reminded of his senpai's brutal death. So the reason why Yamazaki put his left hand in the pocket is to stay calm. Next is Ryo and Yuri.
お兄ちゃん勝負っち
Yuri saying, "Let's fight, big brother!" So they are both brother and sister from Art of Fighting games. It's so funny that his younger sister is challenging him, right? And I really like this interaction because it's, fighting game can be a little bit too intense, right? Like everybody wanna say, I'm gonna cut your throat. But, this interaction is kind of heartwarming and I like it. Next is Dan and Sagat. Wow, this is my first time to see Dan's actually very serious and very angry. My image of Dan is very funny and always trying to tease the opponent. But do you guys know why? Because Sagat killed Dan's father. That's why he's here to terminate his enemy. I know it's just a fighting game, but it tells a lot of the story of each character. Next is Kyo and Ryu.
この程度じゃ動じないか。本気で行くぜ。
Live and let die.
So Kyo's saying, you didn't flinch. Alright, I'm going all out! Because I'm sure when Kyo shows his fire, the lot of weaker opponents go scared, like, oh, what was that? What is that? Right? But, Ryu wasn't scared at all. Ryu was like, let's fight. Show me what you got. Next is Ryu and Ryo.
Live and let die. Fight!
They start the round by jumping backward. This is actually from the Art of Fighting. From this scene, I also think that Capcom really respect SNK because Capcom paid attention to small details of SNK games. That's so cool. Next is Iori and Bison.
その首かっ切る。どうした？すぐ楽にしてやる。
Bison saying, I'm gonna cut your throat. And Iori saying, what's the matter? I'm gonna set you free from this world. Means I'm gonna kill you very fast so you don't even have to feel pain. Next is Ego and Zangief.
This battle is about to explode. Fight!
Ego is saying, no time for losers. So it's actually a quote from Queen's song. I think it's kind of cool. Next is Kyo and Iori.
炎がお前を呼んでるぜ。なら燃え尽きろ。潔くな。行くぜ。
This battle is about to explode. Fight!
So Kyo says, my fire is calling you. Iori said, then burn yourself to this with honor. Yes, I really like these two guys' rival, relationship. They both sound like a really typical cool character from video games. So when you were in high school, did you guys have a guy who is not so cool, but he always tried to talk like really cool, like a anime character or game character? My prom invitation is calling you. Yeah, I just remember those kind of funny boys in class by watching them. Next is Todo and Maki.
東道流の神髄見せてやる。
言いたいことはそんだけかい
Live and let die. Fight!
So Todo's saying, I'll show the true essence of Todo's style. And Maki's saying, is that all you want to say? So Todo is from Art of Fighting and Maki is from Final Fight 2. This is Maki's first appearance in a fighting game. It's a very, very epic moment. Maki sounds very cocky and I feel like she has a lot of attitudes, which I actually like. She very looks like a typical tomboyish girl, feeling that I get from her. Next is Rock and Geese.
なぜだ。血が騒ぐぜ。Come on.
Rock is saying, why? I can feel it in my blood. So Geese is Rock's real father, but Terry killed Geese in the first Fatal Fury game. And then Terry adopted Rock as a son. So most likely Rock didn't see his father's face because he was killed when he was little, right? But the reason why Rock is saying, why I can feel it in my blood, he probably doesn't know that he's about to fight his father. But he can't deny something is calling him.
Come on.
Geese! you met your son maybe for the, after a long time. I wanted Geese to say something a little bit more, like, let's see what you got, son. Well, mercy, for example. I expected a little more from Geese. Next is Do and Ken.
俺の拳を試すか Come on!
Live and let die.
Yes, the classic characters from Street Fighter 2, right? I love both of them. Do saying,
俺の拳を試すか
if I translate it literally, I would say, do you want to try my fist? But in English, you guys probably would say, do you want to taste my fist? And Ken saying,
Come on!
Live and
come on! Whenever I see Ryu and Ken fighting, I just can't stop thinking about the comic book that I saw in Denden Town in Osaka. It was a fan-made manga comic book, and title was Endless Match. Don't Google it. We call it Boys Love comic book. Do you wanna taste my fist? I think it makes sense in a fighting game, but I think it also makes sense in Boys Love comic book. Next is Joe and Mai.
おら
おいたが過ぎたようね
Joe saying, Ora! Means come on! And then Mai saying, you've been a bit naughty, don't you think?
This battle is about to explode. Fight!
No matter how many times I listen to this narrator guy talks, always makes me laugh so hard. He sounds exactly like my high school English teacher. When he came to our high school for the first time, he introduced himself. Good morning, everyone! I teach English and my favorite music is Bon Jovi. I don't know why, but he was like shaking his head like that, and then I'm not exaggerating. We were like, whoa! And then he speaks like American guy. So whenever I hear this announcer, I can't stop thinking about my English teacher at high school.
そんなもん振り回してっと怪我するぜ
Live and let die. Fight!
Haomaru is saying, you're gonna hurt yourself with that thing. And Hibiki is saying, I'm gonna cut you. It's so interesting that Haomaru only says to the opponent who holds a knife or sword, like Hibiki and Nakoruru.
そんなもん振り回してると怪我するぜ
And I also think he is saying it that because the opponent is a woman, it's so dangerous for a girl to, to carry it. I don't think Haomaru believes that a woman can kill him. Next is Chun-Li and Rugal.
観念しなさい
並み拝見といこうか
This battle is about to explode. Fight!
Chun-Li is saying, accept your fate. And Rugal saying, let's see what you got. So Chun-Li only says this to evil bad guys because she is a detective.
命が惜しくないようだな
So she wants to fight and catch those bad guys. So when Chun-Li appeared in Street Fighter 2 for the first time, all the guys were so excited. Whoa, she looks so sexy. How about you guys? Did you guys also feel that, oh, such a sexy character? Pervert! I remember when Chun-Li came out for the first time, all the girls at school were so excited as well because that was for us the first time female game character in fighting game. When Chun-Li came out, she was so muscular and we were so surprised how big her thighs were. We had never seen such a big thighs female character before. But thanks to Chun-Li, a lot of girls wanted to play Street Fighter 2, including myself. I did some research and I found that the developer guy who created Chun-Li was very specific about the color and the texture of her tights. He really wanted to use the 16 colors so he can show the many dimensions of her legs. It's so nice that if you are a developer and if you created Chun-Li, very famous legendary character, people respect him. But if he wasn't a developer, but who was just so into the, texture and the colors of women's tights, I think we just call them pervert. So I also found that this developer, he tweeted in the beginning, Chun-Li was actually wearing black pants, looked like this. And until the really, really last moment of, finalizing the game. But suddenly, let's make it a little more epic. So he changed it to, tights, and then she changed the kung fu shoes to pro wrestling shoes. So if Chun-Li looked like this, wearing a black pants, kind of like a typical Chinese cute girl style, I don't know if she would have been popular like Chun-Li now. What do you guys think? Next is Maki and Yamazaki.
何よじらじら見てんのさ
物足りねえな
She said, "What are you staring at?" And then Yamazaki is saying, "Boring. You are not enough." So in the beginning, Yamazaki is sitting. You know, when you fight, you at least want to stand up and get a fighting pose ready, right? But I feel like this shows that Yamazaki feels like, what a small girl. Do you think you can fight with me? And then Maki ducked down and then trying to really watch his eyes like that. And I feel like she's very, very angry as well. Next is Vice and Rugal.
挨拶は抜きだよやろうか
よかろう存分にかかってくるがよい
This battle is about to explode. Fight!
Vice said, "Enough talk, let's fight." And Rugal said, "Very well, come at me with all you've got." I don't really know about the background of Vice and Rugal, but I only know that Vice used to be Rugal's secretary. So now secretary is fighting with a former boss. I think throughout this special intro, Rugal's always like some kind of attitude to his opponents. Like, do you think you can kill me? Show me what you got. But at the same time, he's willing to fight. I think he loves to fight strong opponent. Next one is Chun-Li and Mai.
かかってらっしゃい
ずいぶん派手な登場ね
Live and let die. Fight!
Mai says, "Come on!" Chun-Li says, "Quite a dramatic entrance, huh?" I'm sure every boy's dream in 90s was to see Chun-Li and Mai fighting together. Next is Rock and Terry.
手加減なしだぜテリー
This is gonna be a match to remember. Fight!
So Rock is saying, "Terry, no holding back." Oh, this is another son and dad fighting, right? So Terry, do you guys feel something about what Terry said? He just said, "Hooga." I wish he said something too, because I think it's very epic, one of the epic moments here, like, fighting Rock and Terry, right? When I saw Terry's "hoo," reminded of this Japanese comedian called Hard Gay. I'm sorry, I maybe it's a bad word now, but he was very popular in 2000. We called HG Hard Gay. One of his popular comedy, I guess, act was wearing the tight leather pants and then, muscular body and then saying "hoo" to random people on the street. Sometimes he just run after random people and then asking some questions. He was once very popular. So when I saw Terry's "hoo," that word reminded me of Hard Gay. Next is Yuri and Sakura.
おっすこちらこそよろしくお願いします
This battle is about to explode. Fight!
So Yuri's saying very simple,
おっす
"Hey yo!" Very, very casual. And on the other hand, Sakura is saying,
こちらこそよろしくお願いします
"It's pleasure to meet you. I'm looking forward to our match." It's so polite. So interesting, those two characters contrast. Maybe it says a lot about their personalities too. Next is Rugal and Bison.
その力も私が取り込んでくれよその首
This is gonna be a match to remember. Fight!
So cool, Rugal says, "Your power will become mine." And he said to his pet, "Leave me." And Bison saying, "I'm gonna cut your throat." I feel like Rugal is really, really into fighting. Because maybe he can take the opponent's power into him and he can use the power as a fighter. Next is Raiden and Zangief.
You are dead man
Live and let die. Fight!
So Raiden saying, "You were dead meat." So they are both pro wrestlers, clearly, right? I read that Raiden was based on the real American pro wrestler called Big Bang Beta. Beta was very, very popular pro wrestler in Japan. I'm sure he was popular in America too, right? And you know, Raiden's original name was not Raiden. His name was Big Bear. He looked too similar, except for the hairstyle. You know, the name and outfit and the face. They looked too similar, so they decided to change his name to Raiden. Next is Vega.
知らぬいまい参ります
Live and let die.
So Vega changes his line depending on who he's fighting with. So in this case, he's fighting with a beautiful girl, Mai Shiranui. So he tried to be, I think, a gentleman. That's why he bowed. Such a playboy. And Ma is saying, Mai Shiranui, here I come.
キルでやんす
This is gonna be a match.
So whenever Vega fights ugly characters, he just does this reluctant face like, I don't want to even look at your face, ugly boys. Like that. So Cho is saying, let's cut him up! And Cheng is saying, let's go! It's very interesting contrast, right? Like a small one almost looks like he is in control of the big one. Big one just, okay, you want to fight? Okay, let's go.
覚悟はできたかな
When Vega fights characters he respects, he throws the rose. Here Benimal is saying, are you ready to fight? If my opponent suddenly appear and then throw the rose at me, I feel like, are you underestimate me? Next is Terry and Geese.
Geese.
Live and let
So Geese killed Terry's adopted father. I feel like this
Geese.
expressed a lot of his anger, sadness, and hatred to Geese. He couldn't say anything because there's so much feeling and emotions about this guy, which I think made this scene even more epic. Now, you might be asking, what do they say when they do these special moves? Well, I'll explain that and some awesome facts about the characters. Like what this character on Akuma's back means. Why Geese was more popular than Terry in Japan. And just who is the man behind the voice of the iconic announcer. This will be a video to remember. I see you there. Thanks for watching. Okini!